Hey guys, Tyrep here bringing you some Master League action today. This is the Chaos Krieg tournament, and as you can see here, 250 VP format, so ultra fast paced action. Playing for today, spawning in the north we have Refero playing as the Brits, and his loadout is Royal Engineers, Royal Artillery, and Mobile Assault. There's off in the south we have Asiamint playing as OKW, who has Special Operations, Firestorm, and Elite Armored. So this particular series from the round of 16, this is second round, and best of 5 series. Which kind of makes sense, you know, ultra fast games doesn't leave much room for comebacks if you get off to a slightly bad start, so best of 5 just to make sure the best player wins. So Universal Carrier somewhat early for Refero. What we're seeing is a slightly more popular build is maybe like teching even sometimes before the Universal Carry comes on. We've got like 3 infantry sections tech, then UC. So you can get the Vickers on it as fast as possible. But can still be helpful, even without the Vickers upgrade. Checking out the map so far. Got that early sandbag on this point, and as we can see, Refero making a play for the VPs right out of the gate, which is going to delay his resources somewhat. We see Asiamint capping up his side of the map, largely avoiding conflict. Not really going for the VPs too much, but Trinity is pushing out on this side now. Here comes the Universal Carrier. And this is weird, not having the Vickers on the UC will hurt a little bit. Will take quite a lot of damage from the small arms. Won't do too much damage. The unit behind heavy cover. Worth chipping away, but yeah, not the incredible performance like we usually see.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
And Asiamint going for a 3 Folks into tech truck build here. So not going for the 4th Folks Grenadier. Nope. Cancels that for a second. Okay. Maybe deciding otherwise. Generally see 3 Folks. Gonna see a flat half track. But here we go, a bit of pushing there from Refero onto the Stempios, so they weren't firing back at the infantry section. Does get the control of the cutoff, but not fully cut off yet. Capping in the centre at the moment. Here we go, a lot of pressure onto the cutoff. Infantry section gets forced away. This squad, oh, not in heavy cover at the moment. There they go, moving in now. And the squad still in the building, hasn't really seen much action at all over there. But early retreat there from Asiamint, giving up the control of the cutoff, not trying to continue the pressure. Refero comes back out with the Universal Carrier, and it was a 4th Folks into truck. So maybe not going to see the flak half track. Though I know that Asiamint does like playing with the flak half track. But I've been trying it out quite a lot recently, and I find it a bit too tough against Brits. Just the AC is so strong, it comes in so early.
A new engineer section is waiting for orders.
Small sprinkling of damage there. Vickers getting upgraded on the Universal Carrier now.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take
Infantry section briefly jumped out of the building. Going for the munitions point, but now with the arrival of the tech truck, Asiamint has the incendiary grenades, and the infantry section getting forced away here, taking a lot of damage too.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Refero a little bit low on munitions, won't be able to upgrade the medkits on them. Perhaps the consequence of him going for the VPs early instead of his munitions point early. Starting to be felt, and look at this, Asiamint popping radio silence, sprinting forwards here. And charging onto the cutoff again. Universal Carrier with the suppression activated. Trying to put a halt to this. But it looks like it's going to be successful. We see a Royal Engineer squad coming out. Needs that for repairs on the Universal Carrier. Once again, a bit more munitions to use the repairs on the UC. But the Vickers spitting out some pretty good damage. Stempios only behind light cover back there. Struggling a little bit. Asiamint making good use of this little shrub here, so this infantry section can't fire on these squads for too long. And a good harassing push there from Asiamint, cutting off Refero again from his resources, and he really needs those munitions to get those medkits on his infantry sections. It's really going to hurt Refero going forwards. And yeah, here's a mechanized for Asiamint, putting it somewhat further forwards. Maybe so he can make use of the repair pioneers later on. And going for the looks, and this is going to be a pretty reasonable looks timing. Take a look back here. Oh, Refero hasn't even started his AEC requisition yet. That is late. Should have had that tech complete already by now. So that's going to hurt Refero's AEC timing. You know, usually we see it around 6 minutes 30. It's going to be quite a lot later than that this game, and in the meantime, these looks could do a lot of damage.
Under fire from enemy bastards.
Jumping in and out of the building here. Just sheer amount of firepower for Asiamint in this formation. Pushing the squad out of the garrison.
Watch out! They're hitting our side.
And yeah, STG's all ready for Asiamint. And that's the thing, if you can hit the STGs early with the Folks before the 5-man infantry sections come online, you can actually perform quite well against them. Refero did come quite far down. Looks like he's aware of a mine around here, trying to attack ground it. Just spotted it going down there. But doesn't manage to trigger it. Look at that, it actually took some damage but didn't die. I didn't even know that that was possible. Is he trying to ram that building down?
A capture point is being overrun.
You don't see this too often. To deny this as an option. Personally, I like to put a sandbag or piece of wire on this side of the building,
Armored car completed.
so that it's not so easy for the North player to actually harass this. But Asiamint just going for the kill. Going to outright flatten it. But that has given time for the AEC to arrive while he's doing all that. So perhaps going to limit the effectiveness of the looks somewhat by delaying its main entrance into combat here. And didn't even quite flatten it.
Our capture
Took
point.
low.
They're trying to take it.
Do have a kitten out. Oh, only just though. So looks has to be careful. Engineers closing the distance here. Infantry section come around the side. Only in light cover here. Should be able to win that one. And here comes the universal carry as well. But we can see Asiamint already quite low on VPs. The early play for the VPs may be paying off here for Refero. Oh, there we go. Does trigger that mine. Pushes the squad away. An AT gun coming in for Refero now as well. So it certainly hasn't been smooth sailing for Refero. Okay, nice work there killing the sandbags. But yeah, his VP strategy working quite nicely. Asiamint going for machine gun at this stage. Interesting option. If he was planning to go for the Puma, this would be the time instead of getting the machine gun. So maybe he's not going to go for that. I feel like with this short VP format, you know, just mass light vehicles is the way to go. Forget about trying to take out a medium tech, but have to wait and see. AC, oh, slightly clumsy usage there from Refero. Very, very low in health now. Should have backed away a little bit earlier. UC also could be in trouble as the Rakitten pushes forwards here. Universal carry quite low on health, backing away now. Oof, you saw the Rakitten set up there for a second, not quite in range. And in the meantime, the Look's doing a whole bunch of damage. So yeah, slight mismicro there from the AEC. Ends up costing Refero. And wow, I don't see this too often. A Vickers from Refero trying to hold back Asiamint's blobs. Section charging onto the cutoff, but oh, they're going to suffer a lot of bleed in the meantime. Second shot from the 6-pounder missing. And behind this, Asiamint going for both of the VPs. But Refero still with a huge lead in that department. Outside the building, getting forced away. Okay, got the pyrotechnics on that infantry section. Lobs out some base artillery. This is the machine gun back slightly. Generally you see players go for grenade tech on the infantry section, which would have been a little bit stronger in that position. So going for the flatten on that building as well. Not quite. Oh, there we go. AEC finds the looks. Getting out the back. AT gun way behind for Refero though. Bringing it in now. AC has a long line of sight, so can see this happening. And infantry section applying pressure. Attack ground attempt there from the 6-pounder. But this is where the grenade on the infantry section would really come in handy. Just a lobbed grenade onto the Raketen would force it away here. Instead, Refero has to be quite cautious. Leave the infantry section firing at this. And in the meantime, taking a lot of damage from the STG folks. Refero with a decent chunk of resources here. Is he going to try tech to get a medium tank out? Or maybe he's just going to wait for the Valentine. Still half a command point away from that. But I feel like this has been a slightly slow game in terms of command points so far. To get off to a somewhat slow start in the very early stages. So maybe delaying Refero's strategy of going for that Valentine. In the meantime, he's kind of like a little bit indecisive on what he wants to do in terms of going for upgrades on his troops. Looks like Bolster coming in shortly though. What is the Vickers doing? Is it bugged out? Not firing there. Oh no, his Vickers seems to be bugged. Okay, now it starts firing, but oh, what was that? Oh my god, it means that he just can't even hold the line there at all. It just wasn't firing until the first two models died. That was really weird. A lot of manpower being poured into the 5th man upgrade. And Asiamint actually getting out his next tech truck. Question is it going to be Schwer or is it going to be a battle group? VP situation is slowly going against Refero. So we've got a 60 VP lead at this stage, but not looking good in terms of territory control here. Making a play, pushing forwards, calling in the smoke with the pyrotechnics infantry section here, and throwing out some base artillery to follow that up. Nice idea from Refero and getting some good territory on the back of this. Oh, it does go for the Puma. Perhaps expecting the Valentine, and here it comes. The AC missing its first couple shots on the Puma. AT gun pushing forwards for Refero. Puma pulling back. Oh, infantry section in the center. Slightly late retreat. Oh, and down it goes. The looks finishing the job. Asiamint manages to get out of there. Oh, looks like that base artillery wiped a squad, maybe? Squad down for Asiamint. One of his folks. Looks like it was to the base howitzer fire. Oh boy, the Raketen from the side. Valentine in some trouble. Puma misses the killing blow though. Not guaranteed to penetrate either. Especially at that long of a range. Valentine does have decent armor, can bounce Puma shots from that distance. T-gun quite far forwards. Puma also has a long line of sight, so he's trying to juke the arc of the 6-pounder there with it. Now pulling back. Oh boy, this has been an action-packed match, I have to say. 250 VP format. Doing some work here. Okay, so it does go for the Schwer. Upgraded it with the Panzer authorization as well, so going to be really tricky for Refero to cap that VP going forwards. Though he does have a good commander to try and siege it down, you know, with the concentration barrage though. It's going to be hard for Refero to afford the munitions for that at this rate. flare up there from Asiamint, seeing what's going on. Using that intel to go for the AEC. Oh boy, here comes a push from Asiamint. No, pulling back now with the Puma. Now Refero behind on the scorecards in terms of the VPs. Charging forwards here. Goes out the incendiary grenade. Universal carry coming in. Do have the Raketin back there in camo though. Probably going to land a shot here. Oh, there we go. Refero pulls back in time. Puma charging forwards, but the AT gun's there to meet it. AC and Valentine pushing, but all going to run right into the Raketin. Oh boy, AC in some trouble. Oh, he's getting blocked by his own AT gun there. Big time traffic jam. Valentine now taking a bit of damage as Refero tries to micro his AEC out of harm's way, and there's a lot of damage he needs to repair off all those vehicles out the back there now. Going to slow down Refero a long way. Really good Raketin positioning there from Asiamint. And he's doing a good job of like baiting in and out with the Puma, kind of causing the AEC to want to come in and dive on it, but never quite getting the damage in with it. This Puma does have a 10 range advantage of the AEC. So Refero does have to close that distance. Pushing forwards here now with the infantry section. Probably going to spot the Raketin, no, pulling back. Oh, but he gets revealed by his own Puma shot there. And looks coming forwards with the cautious movement. Push through the center, opens up. 6-pounder spinning around. Opens up on the looks. Vickers a little bit low, but we've got some base howitzer fire coming down, trying to put a halt to this push. AC coming in for a little bit of damage, but the Raketin still in that same position. Lands a shot on the AEC. Valentine out the back getting repaired at the moment. Second engineer from Refero helping a lot with the repairs here. Raketin pushing forwards, looking for some shots, gets another one on the AEC, has to pull back. But so does the Raketin. 50 VPs left for Refero. He's pushing in with the Valentine, going after the looks. Looks quite low. We'll go down to the next shot. Oh, nice attack ground through the building. Looks goes down. Really good play there from Refero. Okay, I'm making use of the speed boost. That doesn't even cost munitions on the Brit AT gun, so might as well spam it. Repositions that now. Haven't seen the universal carry be that much of a factor in the last 5 minutes or so. And, well contained by the Puma Raketin combo. But Refero actually looking to be in a promising position right now. Throws out some more base howitzer fire. Radio silence. Asiamint pushing forwards. Now the points ticking against Asiamint. Asiamint with a decent manpower reserve. Looks like he's saving for a medium tank. And he can go for that now. Oh. There we go, trying to push onto this VP, but yeah, flak base probably going to prevent that. Refero crawling in, maybe the sandbag wall can hold up. It's a risky play, but he's going for it, and he's going to get the neutralize. Getting out of there now, but a tiny bit late. Oh, last shot. Oh, heartbreaking there for Refero. Just need to retreat a tiny bit earlier than that. Just one less shot and he would have got away free. Well, not free. One model. Relatively free. Valentine using the smoke here. You don't see this too often. Nice to see. And going some attack rounds as well. Refero blocking. And has tech grenades now. Might not be able to complete the capture here before the smoke wears off. Puma going for some attack ground shots itself. And Panzer IV about to pop for Asiamint. Their stern pies jump into the capture circle, going to prevent that. Valentine going for some more attack round shots. Machine gun covering the center. Fox Unity's charging in there. Trying to go for the capture. Similar story on the far side. This is where the universal carrier needs to get active. Assisting over here. But we do have the Raketen out the back there. Nice helter fire dropping on the machine gun, forcing it away. But here comes the Panzer IV on the far flank. Here's the 6-pounder currently in the center. Rotating now. No, setting up. Moving it forwards, it looks like. Setting up on the Puma. Gets one shot, and Valentine still on this side. AC charging forwards. Raketen lands a shot. AC needs to smoke. No munitions for the smoke. And there it goes. AT gun connecting with the Puma. One shot from death. Royal Engineers. Oh, they go down. Panzer IV finishing the job. And looking pretty good for Asiamint after sniping the AEC there, but he's very low on VPs. Trying to cap on this side. Clock is stopped. Oh, and man, that Raketen very, very low. 6-pounder there as well. Valentine pushing forwards. Takes the engine damage critical. AT gun having to push forwards. Before missing its shot. Oh, and he can't quite get the kill. 2-man Raketen on a pixel there, getting away. Puma coming in. 6-pounder not quite facing the right direction to deal with that either. Spinning around now, but the Valentine doesn't manage to bounce that one. It goes down. Oh, and the 6-pounder misses a killing blow in response. Heartbreak for Refero. Goes for another Valentine though. That's the benefit of this commander. 6-pounder in some trouble though. Starting to get overwhelmed. Radio silence active. AT gun goes down. Engineers trying to close the distance, looking for the snare. Panzer IV goes down, exposing its rear armor. A real race for the VPs here now. Valentine just left out the front. Puma could come back in, and it is going to. Going to try to take advantage of its range. Here it comes. Bounces that shot. But I think there's enough firepower here for Refero to win. Oh, really good idea from Asiamint. Pop in the smoke, but the AT grenade finishes the job on the Puma. Valentine can come back in. But Refero suffering under the triple cap right now. Universal carrier mobilizing. But it might be too late. I don't think he could get it done in time. No, he's going to drain out. And there we go. So, wow, that was an action-packed match there. Refero just losing out. Super, super close. Tiny bit more. If he had just a little bit more at the end there, if he brought that Valentine back in a little bit earlier after Puma died, if he brought the universal carrier into the center earlier, maybe he could have got the win here. Super close game. Really entertaining. And we'll go on to game number 2. Stay tuned. So here we are for game number 2. Asiamint now playing as Soviets, and his loadout is guide rifle combined arms, defensive, and airborne troops. He's offensive in the south. We have Refero playing Zossia and immediately locking into Ostrupen. Getting him out some Ostrupen. Interesting roster of Soviet commanders here. Notice that like a lot of early game potential here. We've got guards combined with PPSH conscripts because maybe it's too hard to tick to tier 4. So having the PPSH conscripts as an option is really nice. Got defensive, the Dishkas and the M42s can really help in the early game. And same story here, SVT conscripts can be really strong in the early game. Got Dishka as well, so I do like that commander roster for Asiamint for this format. So there's a lot of promise. But it's always tricky as Soviets to hold back the Ostrupen wave. So let's see how he contends with that.
Good work,
Early set of sandbags going down for Asiamint on the munitions, but an interesting position as well. Can be used against him somewhat. Didn't try to go for the center. MG covering there at the moment. Ostroupen behind heavy cover. Conscripts repositioning. But yeah, Ostroupen allow you to hit the field so fast. So also you can see how much territory is under control. And this is Refero not even like capping, you know, he's got the squad just waiting behind heavy cover for quite some time here. But starting to push onto Asiamint's side of the map now. Asiamint's still capping out. Going for a second combat engineer, so maybe we're not going to see him go for airborne troops. I would have expected to see a fourth conscript if that was the case. So looking like to be one of the other two commanders here. But oh boy, look at this, just bucket loads of sandbags down. Asiamint, even on his cutoff there, looks like he's angled it so that as he comes from his base it won't really be easy to use for Refero, which is a good tactic. So far the machine gun has been silent for Refero though. Just covering the center. Soft retreat here from the Ostroupen. Conscripts advancing though, and they've got this superior cover position at the moment. MG repositioning from the center. And trying to push in for play here. Conscripts and combat engineers. MG firing, gets suppression, and early retreat there from Asiamint, not mucking around. Conscripts coming in from a few different angles, but going to be in the arc of this machine gun now, getting suppressed. Maybe a slight misplay there from Asiamint. Trying to just wait it out with these combat engineers, hoping the suppression will wear off, but getting fired at by the Ostroupen at the moment, causing their recovery from suppression to be very, very slow at the moment. Ooh, late retreat here from Refero on that Ostroupen. Don't need to take those risks. Needs to push forwards a little bit with this MG42 now as well. So I've got a squad branching out to the far side. Combat engineers going for a bit of a flank, but Pyres are there to shut that down. Pyres are really good at this range. Combat engineers don't stand a chance. He's trying to get a bit of damage on that MG. And what is this? Refero just running past. What's he doing? He's just leaving his machine gun here to get blasted by these combat engineers. He's making a dive for the VPs early, okay. That's how much he values the VPs in this format. But I mean, look, he's going to force away the machine gun here just with this combat engineer, which could have been forced back by the Pyos. Now it's on two models very low. Conscripts coming in from the other angle, and the machine gun has to go. And now his Ostroupen are going to struggle a little bit. Oh, I don't like that decision from Refero. Gone for a second Pyo, by the way, into the Flamer half-track. Doesn't quite have the munitions for the flamethrower at the moment, though. Did go for a flamethrower on his Pyos first, so delaying his flamethrower timing a little bit here. He'll be able to use the half-track with this machine gun for the reinforcement purposes as well on his Ostroupen. But not the impact you want to have with the flame half-track. You want it to be out here and roasting right now. I was getting forced away from the VP. Asiamint capping over here as well. Ostroupen inside the building a little bit low. Did do some reinforcements from the half-track, and half-track coming across now, but still doesn't have the flame projectors. He's out of friendly territory, so he can't start the upgrade as he makes this push. MG42 coming out to this flank though. Now pulling back the half-track. But Refero looking to be in a very strong position in terms of VPs. And here come the flame projectors, but you can see a ton that they pop. It's going to be about 6 minutes 30, so definitely by going for the Pyro flamethrower, delaying this flame half-track upgrade has lessened the impact of that and has allowed enough time for a Zis to come through for Asiamint. Mine down on the cutoff there. Oh boy! Half-track in trouble immediately. Backing away, going to have to go for an attack round. No. Doesn't try it. Pushing forwards instead. Forward's going to go for a Zis barrage potentially.
MG42 team is ready for action.
Not going to do that either.
The enemy is attempting to
Oh,
steal
maybe
our
heard
sector.
the repairing in the fog of war. Go for some cheeky attack grounds there, okay. Troopin versus conscripts here. Oh, what are they doing? Slight reposition there. Double combat engineer flamers, by the way. Interesting idea. And locking into defensive. Get himself out of Dishka. Dishka really good in a head-to-head fight against the MG42. I wonder if that's why he's gone for it here. Didn't opt to field the M42 though, and we've seen that be very, very effective in the hands of Kimbo in previous tournaments.
The bunker is now a field hospital.
Just went for the old-fashioned Zis. So the Zis, you know, does have the
Losing a sector.
barrage, which can be really helpful against machine guns as well. He kind of does need some help against the machine guns. Refero going for double MG42s here. And going for some cheeky attack routes through fog of war there. Hoping to get a shot through. Here's it through the fog though, pulling back with the conscripts. Just barrage onto the machine gun. Early pack up from Refero though, shouldn't take too much damage. Bring in the flamer here. Oh, takes it out of barrage mode. And flamer half track, yeah, hasn't done much so far. Asiamint really lessening the impact of it. Usually it's just roasting you, causing you so many headaches at this phase for Soviets, but
We are down to 200 points.
yeah, with a slightly delayed time on the flamer upgrades.
Resupply by air is now available.
Asiamint answering it nicely and going for another Dishka. Going for a cheeky attack round through the shrubbery. Not getting rewarded though, but good attempts from Asiamint. And it kind of shows you how much APM he has to spare, that he can constantly go for these pot shot attack rounds like this. Oh, half track in some trouble. MG forced away. Second MG coming forwards.
Has arrived.
But getting flanked by the flamer. Combat engineers do have... what's he doing over here? Okay, coming across to the Dishka, but Dishka jumps out of the building before it takes any damage. Though it might be... no, it probably doesn't have time to do it, unfortunately. G42 packed up and reset up. But oh, now there's this barrage threatening to wipe it. And there it goes.
Enemy has killed a machine gun.
MG goes down. Going for the kill on it, but Pyros are there for the recrew. Get there just in time. Don't get suppressed either by the Dishka. Very close call for Refero. But he is in some trouble all of a sudden. Loses his flamer Pyros there. It looks like conscripts got to pick that up. So Refero getting a little bit overwhelmed by Asiamint.
Are seizing a sector.
Asiamint just, yeah, he's got really good control here and just overwhelming Refero at the moment. For constantly having to
Enemy is
react.
taking our territory.
He's in some trouble. I think he really need to bring that second machine gun forwards to the action a little bit earlier, but brought in a little bit late and then didn't set it up at a super good angle. And now Asiamint looking for the GG, going for the triple cap here. Conscript setting up sandbags under Ostrup fire, but it'll be worth it once those sandbags are up. Provide him a lot of value on the VP game. And double Dishka's locking down the right hand side. Refero pushing in here, but taking a blasting. A little bit late to retreat now as well. Maybe he's hoping the Flamer's going to save the day. But not in time. There we go, coming across on this side. Do we have any mines down over here? No, it doesn't look like it for Asiamint. But just not even opting to go for tier 3. And this is kind of similar to the style we saw from Kimbo with this.
Enemy forces are securing our
Just
territory.
really doubling down, building a whole bunch of units. Doesn't matter if your T-70 comes in late. Making sure you have enough troops to answer this early Austrian pressure. Okay, putting down a telemine as Refero, but looks like he got spotted there. Red Flame and half track forced away. pyos in to repair that now, but a little bit harder having lost the second pyo with the flamethrower to get repairs on that. What he really needs is to like send the half-track out to one of the flanks and get something cooking over there, because he's this in the center answering the flame half-track nicely. Go for a Zis barrage on the machine gun in the center, just constantly limiting Refero's machine gun play with that Zis barrage. Okay, there were just outright retreats the machine gun there, doesn't try to go for the reset up. Flame half-track comes in again, but Zis is pushed forwards in a nice position. So has to back out. Refero, after a pretty strong start, now about 50 VPs behind. Now look at this, straight tick up to tier 4 here from Asiamint. He's got the amount of fuel he needs for a T-34 as well. You can look at the tick for Refero, starting his battle phase 2 now. And in a similar position in terms of fuel towards his first tank. Both players going to be a little bit low on manpower. But could be hitting their medium tank timings at a similar phase. And that's one thing that the Zis will maybe scale a little bit better against just the medium tanks. He's constantly going for those cheeky attack rounds though. But the Dishka locking out the squads, trying to go for the VP captures. Dishka does have really good suppression. And that's the issue with Refero's build. He doesn't have any like mobile infantry that's good at going for flanks. Having gone for the double machine gun, double pyo, doesn't have any Panzer Grenadiers, which can be really strong and mobile, help you get flanks on these units and make those flanks count. Trooper not so strong at that. Combined with the limited effectiveness of his flame half-track, and that's why Refero's in trouble pushing forwards at the moment.
We are losing a sector.
Especially having lost the Pyo Flamer. There we go. Dishka's up pretty quick to reposition. And as I said, they're pretty good in a head-to-head fight against the MG42. So even though the MG42 was firing first, has to retreat here. Conscript's forcing it that. And there's sandbags. He's got layers of sandbags, Asiamint, to aid with his defenses. Push forward here from the conscripts. T-34 going to be hitting the battlefield a little bit earlier than the Panzer IV. And the pack hasn't done much. Refero perhaps expecting a T-70, but only really been used for sandbag killing so far. So looking pretty comfortable for Asiamint right now. And actually not too far away from another T-34. Take a quick look at the KD. You can see Asiamint just way ahead. And I think that's largely because this Flamer half-track just hasn't been that effective. Only 2 kills. Not even Vet 2 yet. Okay, but here we go. Panzer IV and T-34 on the battlefield. Let's see what the players can get done. Haven't seen much sweeping from Refero, so there's a pretty high chance of mines being on these flanks. Though there aren't, it certainly has to be weighing on Refero's mind. Okay, Panzer IV over here. Pack in the center. Not really in a position to assist the Panzer IV if it gets in trouble here. Closer to the center. Zis push really far forwards. There's some support from the Dishka though. And wow, is he trying to attack around these shrubs to get rid of them? Open up the center. Interesting. Favors himself with the site over Asiamint. Now starting to push forwards. We're a pretty defensive formation here for Asiamint though. Going to be tough for Refero to crack this. MG on the far flank getting harassed. Pack connecting with the T-34. We've got a mortar coming in for Refero. I think this is a really good idea, but maybe a little bit overdue. would have really helped. You know, smoking into the center, just barraging at these team weapons would have been really, really helpful. Panzer IV coming down this flank, but there is a mine there this time. Stops just a millimeter short of that. That was really close with a fresh T-34 over here. That could have been curtains for Refero's Panzer IV. And here we go. Smoke in from the mortar. Allowing the Ostroupen to push forwards, but no cover for them, so they're not going to be very strong. And unable to get their VP capture going. 30 VPs left for Refero. He's desperate. Getting this one going. Flame half-track coming forwards. Panzer IV does hit that mine. T-34 there to meet it. Conscripts throwing an AT grenade there as well. Panzer IV in some trouble. T-34 charging forwards. Bouncing though. Crucial shot to bounce. Both bouncing. Going for the ram. But the Panzer IV survives on a pixel there. And main gun crit on the T-34, so it can't return fire. But that might just be enough. Refero might not be able to get the VPs under control in time for this to be important. Second T-34 going on a detour here. Looking to take care of these two vehicles that are wounded on the flank. Pack spinning around, getting a shot in. Panzer IV turning his turret. Bouncing that shot though, and the T-34 finishing the job. Flame half-track doing some maneuvers here. Takes engine critical. Pack in some trouble though, going down to the Dishka really, really fast. T-34 going for the ram over here, but goes down before that even happens. And 14 VPs left. Asiamint took quite a few casualties here, but also has a bit of manpower in reserve to rebuild with. 11 VPs though. Looks like Asiamint kind of just betting it on Refero not being able to get the cap off in time. He's got too many units in the center here for this to matter. There we go, squad down. Incendiary rounds. Asiamint just not even doing anything basically. And the clock wind down here. We're calling the GG. So an interesting match here, but I think, you know, some slight errors in Refero's Ostroupen execution. He went for the Pyro Flamer, which delayed the Flamer upgrade on his half-track a long time and allowed Asiamint to field the counters, got the Zis, got the AT grenades, not that they really mattered that much. And then after that, really limited the effectiveness of the Flamer half-track. It beat at anything this game. On top of that, Refero going for the double machine guns, but I feel like he didn't get like super good value out of them this game. He was a little bit slow with a couple of the repositions. Asiamint containing them really well with the Zis barrage as well, just constantly barraging them out. So yeah, and then going for the double Pyos as well, which, you know, kind of does make sense. Wanted to get the Flamer and the Sweeper, but left him with not much infantry to really make a meaningful push with. He did get a flank on one of these team weapons. He couldn't really do too much damage. Ostroupen coming forwards out of cover. You know, they're not very effective. So lacked a bit of momentum. Maybe that's where the light vehicle is supposed to fill the hole, but couldn't happen here for Refero. But really good execution here from Asiamint. Very, very impressed with his gameplay this game. But yeah, the mortar would have been nice a bit earlier as well, because Asiamint had, you know, the double dishkas, the Zis in the center, and between the smoke and the barrage would have been really, really nice. Anyway, GG, well played by Asiamint, and we'll go on to game 3 of this Best of 5 series. So here we are for game 3 of this series. The map is now Emily Fields, made by Wolf. And we have Refero playing as Soviets, in his loadout is Armored Assault, Guard Rifle and Combined Arms, and Airborne Troops. Asiamint going for OKW again with Special Operations, Firestorm, and Breakthrough. So Refero has to win this one to stay alive, so the pressure's on. See if he can do it.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Kind of nice to see Refero back in the mix as well. Performed really well in GCS2, outperforming expectations there. Maybe he's trying to get in shape in time for the World Championships next month. But so far it does look like Asiamint has an edge over him, especially in just like raw APM. Bro seems to have a little bit of trouble keeping up with Asiamint's constant repositions and movements. Interesting idea there, putting some sandbags down so that every time you come to your position you can get some heavy cover, whereas that wall may be slightly out of reach for a few models if you try and cap there. Good idea from Refero. A bunch of capping down so far. No sandbags on this VP though at the moment from Asiamint. And this is a pretty common spot on the map. Try and get some close range engagements with the stern piles. With all this like high fence shrub area. But no action over there. Refero capping it and then moving on. Looks like he's making a push down the center. Asiamint with two squads in relatively good position. But this is just overwhelming numbers here. Refero coming around the corner. Combat Engineers soft retreating here. Interesting. You actually see that Refero hasn't capped his fuel yet, so he's trying to get this early aggression going, but Asiamint stuffing him quite nicely. And this is costing him fuel. And going for tier 2 quite early on as well. Interesting. Refero going for Soviet airborne troops. And now on the back foot trying to reposition here, but he's kind of conceded this central area with all this heavy cover to Asiamint, and now the stern is in the mix as well, so Refero in a little bit of trouble here. Soft retreat somewhat. Generally going for tier 2 at this stage, not really that advisable. Better to go for medics. See mass focus fire onto the combat engineer flamers. He's merging in, trying to keep them alive. Manages to force back the stern pies, but there's still 3 Volkswagen engineers behind this. Refero getting chopped up here. And mass retreat now. Might as well just retreat with these 2 squads as well, honestly. He's going to try to hold the line. The thing though is, he doesn't have his fuel connected, so holding on to this territory just not that strong for Refero. And in the meantime, he's bleeding a tremendous amount of manpower. Like Asiamint just using cover a little bit better there. Refero maybe a little bit timid in his engagements as well. And that gave time for the stern pies to come across from this side of the map to assist over here. Shut down Refero, but he's branching out to this VP. Does have medics, which is important timing for them, because without them this would be very costly coming back onto the battlefield. So even with the tier 2 timing, still got medics out at a relevant time, which is nice. Now coming out, got 1 crate of SVTs. Also has the flamer on the combat engineers. Mechanized again for Asiamint. Here we go, pushing across now with the stern pies. So not going to be able to complete the capture there. Early retreat from Refero, knows no point in sticking around. But this is where the Soviet troops can be really strong for Asiamint. Gets the STGs on the Volksgrenadiers. Conscripts will just bully them with the SVTs. Got some very strong fuel control for Asiamint so far. Gonna lead to a fast looks. And could be tricky for Refero to answer that. Getting a lot of territory here though. Just pushing back across. And Asiamint playing it very conservative. Look at that, early retreats. Not bleeding too much manpower. Got the med crates back here. Take a look at the KD. You can see Asiamint just way ahead at the moment.
Enemy is alerted to our presence. Prepare for counter-strike.
So a really good start for Asiamint. And this is going to be a pretty good looks timing as well. So Refero, you know, he's got the tier 2 down. Can build the Zis to answer that. Still will need to take the AT grenades. Oh, going for a Dishka first. Might cause a bit of a manpower crunch here though, when it comes to building the Zis and getting the AT grenades by going for this Dishka first. The Dishka can do okay damage if you pop the AP ammo. Look at this cheeky maneuver from Asiamint, just running around, avoiding the squads here, going for some neutralizers on the territory out the back. Dishka there to meet him. Dishka setting up. Gonna get the suppression on. Big old blob here from Asiamint pushing forwards. Gonna cut off Refero's resources. And here comes the looks. Is this coming in now for Refero? About halfway complete. So decent timing. But yeah, it doesn't quite have the manpower to go for the AT grenades at the moment. And here comes the looks. Some engineers take a bit of damage there. Conscript's trying to hide behind the bushes. But having to retreat now. And looks pushing in, continuing to inflict the hurt. Going after the Dishka. Oh, is this missing its first shot on the looks? Looks backing out. Man, that's always so heartbreaking, I find, when your AT gun misses the first shot on the opposing light vehicle. Good attack ground attempt there from Refero. Pretty much on target. If it just scattered a little bit longer, would have got rewarded there. AT grenade package only about a quarter way done here, so can't stick around with this conscript. Look for the snare. Has to retreat. Let's try and inflict some more bleed on retreat, but conscripts only dropping health, no models. And this pushed quite far forwards here, conscripts. If he had AT grenades here, could have ooh-rahed in there and got the snare off, and that probably would have been the end of the looks. Instead, the looks going to be able to get away here. Oh, really good. I think that was an attack round for Refero. Gets rewarded. Now the looks very, very low, so man. That AT grenade timing doesn't quite work out for Refero. Trying to squeeze that Dishka in first and kind of gets punished for it a little bit. SVT conscripts and the combat engineers pushing forwards here. Going to go for a Zis barrage on top of that. I don't think that was really necessary. Already going to lose the engagement so badly. And with combat, yeah. Don't think that Zis barrage was necessary there. Save his munitions, maybe get some mines down. It's one of the real strengths of having the double combat engineers. You're going to plant a whole bunch of mines. Oh, Zis push forwards in a good position here. Looks in trouble. Oh, it's just enough health to survive. Heartbreak for Refero. Man, that would be such a big deal. And a second looks coming in from Asiamint. Sensing Refero is a little bit behind. He's had very poor territory control. Trying to just inflict the hurt right here. Second Zis coming in from Refero to answer this. Just get there. Behind the sandbag, slowly going down. Zis rotating from the other side. SVT conscripts getting rid of that squad, and the Zis connecting. Looks having to pull back. Got a Raketen out from Asiamint, just in case Refero was trying to sneak out a T-70. Maybe once he sees the second Zis, he'll realize that that wasn't necessary, but he's prepared for it if it was. And a third looks coming in from Asiamint, so really just trying to stamp out the win here in the early game. Got a mine on the VP here. The fact that he's lingering around with combat engineers, maybe suggesting to Asiamint that there might be a mine here, because I mean this is a losing engagement for the combat engineers. No point in really staying in the engagement here. But retreats before he drops any models, so that's nice. So he's going to avoid the mine for the moment. Double AT guns in the center from Refero. They're missing their mark. Looks out the back getting repaired. Looks like he's going to go for a split on the Zis, which is a good idea, covering more ground. we go, connecting. This looks on low, but should be able to get away safely. And here we go, looks coming in from multiple angles here. This is this on the far side. Needs to come back towards the center a little bit. Here it comes now. Oh, engine damage on this one. But the Zis not able to find the shots here. And looks coming back in now again. Zis has pushed quite far forwards, but oh, connecting with the haystack there. Missing its shot, and now the Look's circling it. So setting up again. Doesn't quite get the shot on. Conscript's coming in from the fuel point, looking for the AT grenade. Arriving a little bit too late. No, they do get it off. Zis needs to push forwards a little bit further than that, though. And could be in trouble. Looks like he is bringing up some units in support, though. This could be do or die for Refero here. But double looks. He's pushed all the way forwards with the Zis. Going to be able to secure the kill on that looks. In the meantime, though, this looks hiding behind the trees, getting some really good damage on the forward Zis, but it does push. Oh my god, a third Zis from Refero. Trying to shut down the triple looks from Asiamint. Asiamint has locked into a commander, gone for Firestorm, so he can get the Opal Blitz, use it as ambulance back at his base. So triple Zis versus triple looks. Well, only double looks now. One of them has gone down, but does mean that Refero doesn't have that many squads to defend with at the moment. And looks like he's having to retreat quite badly. VP situation close to even at this stage, though. Seems like the fuel resources not really mattering too much. It's just a manpower war at the moment. Take a quick look at the KD. You can see it heavily stacked in Asiamint's favor because of all this looks play. Oh man, this is another crazy action game. But Refero really struggling to reinforce his troops at the moment. His third Zis might assist him against the looks, but could hurt him in every other department. Didn't send his Dishka forwards on attack move there. Kind of ran a little bit too far, but not too bad. And Asiamint going for the third VP, looking to put the drain on Refero here. Refero starting to push back out. We're seeing a couple squads out that aren't fully reinforced. Just because it's, you know, 250 VPs. Have to do what you gotta do. There we go, is this connecting? Looks pulling back. Might be able to get a second shot on here though. Oh, very, very close. Engineer Flamer working nicely over here against the squad behind heavy cover. Oh, Combat Engineer on the far side though, forgotten about. Goes down, looks going for a bit of a flank. Conscript's coming forwards. Don't quite get the snare off though. That one getting circled. We've got the second Zis close to the action, repositioning now to deal with this flanking looks. And another looks coming in from Asiamint. Just in some trouble, repositioning. Good looks maneuvering so far from Asiamint, trying to get behind the trees here. And it is going to be successful. Dishka there to support second Zis coming in now. Can Refero take down this looks? He's backing it into a corner. Another combat engineer coming in from Refero. Did manage to secure this VP. Actually capping that with a Zis, which is a nice idea. But at the moment, Asiamint holding the center. Oh, misses the killing blow on that looks. Looks coming in from the other angle. But the Zis is there to meet it. Backs away in time. Disco doing well, but here comes the other looks. This has come over from the far VP though. Conscript's come in for the snare. And there we go, looks going down. But double look sandwich going for this Zis. One of them goes down. But so does the Zis. Flaming vehicle wreck probably blocking sight on this looks at the moment. Both the Zis need to set up here for Refero. It's calling in the rocket artillery on this one though. Oh, conscript retreating. I think they need to stay in there, look for the snare. So setting up. Oh, and he gets it. Looks goes down.
We have lost a machine gun.
Oh my god, this is a crazy game.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Oh, but lost a Dishka on this side. Lost a Zis as well. Okay, so even though Refero picking off all of those looks, losing a couple crucial team weapons there. But I think he did handle himself quite well. There was a lot of pressure from Asiamint. Triple looks. Hard to handle, but they did it quite nicely. But yeah, losing this Dishka, that could be really costly. And Asiamint going for a second machine gun. Double machine gun's really strong for VP control. Okay, Refero. Gonna use this breathing room to try and put down his tier 3. Did have the option of just continuing to spam troops. Maybe go for like 2 more Dishkas, something like that, and just try and win on VPs. Just forget about fuel costing units altogether. But looks like he is going to try and get himself out at T70. I suppose... Oh, I'm trying to put down a tripwire there. I suppose he could also look for a straight tick up to tier 3, but I think with the manpower attrition he's faced so far, might not be quite as affordable as what we saw from Asiamint earlier. Sending grenades, conscripts forced away. Gonna have a little bit harder of a time keeping things going here as well, without that second Dishka holding onto territory. So let's see what the option is. No, he's going straight for tier 3. Alright. Asiamint does have double AT guns now with the capture of that Zis, which is why I thought Refero might just go all manpower, get about vehicles, but no, he is going to try and get a tank out. And looks like Asiamint also thinking about putting down his Schwer. Looks like he's going to try put it, maybe covering this VP on the far side again. Try and hold on to that territory in this limited VP format. But man, we've had yeah, a little bit of a lull in the action. I feel like this is where maybe Asiamint has a slight edge, you know. If he was pushing forwards like this, he would have had the Zis in position straight away. They're taking a couple seconds to reposition them now, but here they go. Oh, that's a huge Zis barrage. Just getting some trouble. Unlike cover, took a lot of damage, super bunched up in machine gun. The sandbag positions here for Asiamint looking really strong. He's actually brought Delta Blitz forwards for some forward control here. Nice idea. And looking really strong through the center of the map at the moment. Got the truck going to be covering this VP shortly as well, so Asiamint looking to seal the VPs and seal the game. For he does have his tech down now though. And going for the T-34. And they're just going to arrive quite a lot earlier than Asiamint's first tank. He's still about 70 fuel away from Panzer for himself, but you know, we do have to worry about these double AT guns still. No Sternpires either for Asiamint at the moment. I think I missed those going down. So we won't have any sweepers, which could cause some issues. We're getting some mines down at the moment. This barrage, I mean, it's just like a repeat of what we saw about 40 seconds ago. Dishka pushing forwards, this barrage onto the Dishka. Double AT guns clearing out the sandbags. But this time Refero doesn't take quite so much damage from the Zis barrage. But look at this Asiamint just camping out the VP at the moment. I think if Refero saw this earlier, maybe he would have even considered going for a Katyusha to try and counter this kind of static play. But that being said, I mean, Katyusha is really tricky. With the VP count the way it is, he probably only has 2 barrages with it, so might not have enough time to really accumulate the kills to make it worthwhile. Especially, yeah. So that's, you know, that's limited VP format for you. Rocket artillery in a 1v1 scenario, even less worthwhile than usual. Oh wow. Oh, Asiamint hadn't even ticked the Panzer authorization earlier, so he's even further away from a tank than I thought for originally. 2 VPs left for Refero. Probably got time to fill himself one more T-34 and make a big push. Another machine gun coming in from Asiamint. Just trying to lock things down here. Though double tanks could actually work out really well for Refero if he catches these AT guns out of position. Asiamint not having stern powers, unable to plant mines, does leave himself a little bit vulnerable to the double medium play from Refero. So no, oh, he's going for the Katyusha. Oh man, if he was going for the Katyusha, it should have been before this T-34, I feel. As it stands, with the VPs getting so low, might not even be able to get more than one barrage out with that Katyusha. I think even a mortar might have been a stronger choice here, just for the smoke to cover the center. And mortar, you know, more constant attrition can work well against the static positions and the burst damage from the Katyusha. So I think he had to go for one or the other. Double tanks now, try and overwhelm this position with the pressure, catch the AT guns out of position. Or the Katyusha first, start working on the attrition earlier. T-34 looking for a way in, but Rakitten covering that angle. Refero boxed out at the moment, but Zisparaj coming in. And here comes a Katyusha as well. Try and blast out these team weapons. Pretty good connections so far. Just nearly going down, trying to soft retreat it across to the truck. Flak base though, working on these conscripts, looking for the flank, and they go down. Decent damage, but instantly, thanks to the forward's Opal Blitz, able to recrew that team weapon. And this push not working terribly well for Refero so far. Just about out of munitions for Zisparages as well. Trying to crack this nut. But it's proving to be a tough one. Another T-34 coming in for Refero. Another Zisparaj. Not getting through the building though. And the central control from Asiamint commanding here. And there we go. I think this is going to drain out. Doesn't look like Refero is going to be able to get the VPs captured in time. 7 left, making another push into the center. Katyusha just about ready to fire, but not quite. That's what I was talking about. Doesn't have time for Katyusha to really get its work done. Okay, T-34 making a charge into the center. Flanking the Rakitten. Takes engine damage. Second AT gun spinning around. Here comes the second T-34. He's going all in, trying to get the VPs, but can't quite get it done in time. So man, that was a high action game at the start. Really fun, you know, triple, then 4 looks overall. Refero handling it quite nicely, but then Asiamint making a really good transition into the late game, stealing the Dishka, stealing the Zis, kind of locking Refero out of the match with his forward control, assisted by the Opal Blitz, training up those last 50 or so VPs. Refero, yeah, I think a slight blunder with the build order. Either should have gone Katyusha before the first T-34 so he could get a couple barrages with it, soften up these troops in the center, or just gone for like double T-34s, try to push in here, completely overwhelm this position, overwhelm the team. It would have been tricky with the forward reinforcements from the Opal Blitz, but I think that was his best shot. Instead, Asiamint just locking down the VPs and grinding this one out. But there we go. Very good play from Asiamint overall. Very impressed by him so far. He takes the series 3-0. GG, well played.